Alright, you take the check valve, pop it in there. Alright. Now this is normal. If a normal check valve, you'd be screwed right now. Okay? Because normal check valves don't have replacement diaphragms. So you'd have to get a new one. Now this one's a little expensive because it's solid brass. But we have a nylon version for 1/4 inch right here. Don't have them for 3/8 yet. Okay, what actually happened is the diaphragm, the valve diaphragm got bunched up in there. Because the pressure is quite a bit. Which really, actually that's both good and bad. At least you don't have to put a new one in, I don't think. Alright, let's pop it out of there. Alright, where is it? I dropped it. Alright, there's your valve diaphragm. Now, it's still in decent shape. Now that flat side is supposed to be there, okay? So don't think that that's burned off. Alright? It's in good shape. The only problem is that now it's a little bit like bent, like a half moon. So that's no good. But as far as getting burned up, that's in pretty good shape for the flashbacks that I just put it through, okay? So maybe we could rejuvenate this one by just putting it under a book for a couple days. Alright, but I have a new one right here. So what you do, you just pop it in there, just like that. Alright. Bang. Screw it together. Alright. Tighten it up. These type of wrenches definitely help this process along. Alright. Make it really tight. Tight enough. Make it tight enough where you can make it as tight as possible where you can still blow through it in the right direction. Okay? So I'm gonna try to go a little tighter. Alright, that's as good as it's gonna go. Still got a nice flow. Alright? Now, what I like to do is take these and rinse them under water. Okay? So I'm gonna go do that, and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Rinsed it under water. Now let's try it out. Alright? So, now we're trying it with the length of tube on the output side of the check valve. Alright? Try to get a longer piece of hose in there. Alright, there we go right here. Perfect. Alright, so we got like a 3-inch piece of hose on the output of the flashback arrestor, and let's see if we can get it. Let's see if we can get it so that the check valve stops the flashback at least a couple times. Let's see if we can just get it to stop the flashback some of the time, okay? With a closed end. Alright, this is a sealed air stone, alright? It's melted shut, so we just have it, and that's why we're using it. There's no specific reason why I'm using that right now. It just happens to work for this purpose, okay? And that is dunked in a tube of water. I try to be, maybe I'm being a little redundant, but I try to make sure that each test is consistent. Okay, so about 2.5 liters a minute right now. Let's give it a test. Now that sounded like a shotgun, but did not the system protect the rest of the system? In other words, did not the flashback arrestor with the check valve stop that enormous flashback from getting into my bubbler? Now, that was one hell of a flashback. So, hold on, let me re-gauge this. Okay, so now I'm back. I just got a hose barb on this end for the 3/8, and then I got a hose barb Okay, over here, I'm just attaching two of them together with a pipe nipple, just so I can adapt the 1/4 inch to the 3/8. Because the sparker is attached to a 1/4 inch tube. Alright, but look at the total length of tube, alright? It won't even fit on camera screen, so there's your total length. That's about 3 feet. Now it's not all consistently 3/8 inch, but this whole foot of tube is 3/8 inch. This is 3/8 inch. Alright, so let's try it now. Alright, completely closed end. Actually, I'm afraid to do this right now. Hold on. I gotta let some of this air out. Hold on. Alright. Where's the detonator? Right there? Alright. Not bad, huh? Now let's see if we can get the check valve to stop the flashback. Not really. Alright, but look, it just blew the tube off again. Okay. That's a lot of flashbacks for this little system so far, with a couple hundred on it already. This thing is seasoned. And I don't want to seem like I'm just trying to hard sell everybody on something, but you know, this system really works. If you guys want to build it yourself, you can. You know, we're just using air stones in our arresters, so that's it. Now, let's reverse it. Let's put the long tube. Well, no, we've done that already. Let's put a let's put equal tubes on each side, okay? More or less speaking, okay? So, okay, now that was completely closed end test, right? So, let's open up the end again, and let's do the test again. Make sure the check valve works. I don't know if I'm blocking the camera right now. Sorry if I am. Okay. Open-ended tube. Stuff is falling all over the place. This is what happens when you start on this trek of research. You will acquire a lot of junk, but it's necessary junk. Okay, so now we got the same setup, but we've removed the closed end, so it's just an open end going into a little water just to muffle the sound. Okay. Now we're doing about 3 liters a minute because the system has warmed up, and we're at about 400 watts. Make sure that's in there. Okay, now look, open-ended. Let's see. Whew! Filled the whole thing with water. Ah, see? It didn't get past the check valve that time. Alright, so count that as life added to your flashback arrestor. See? The check valve stopped it again, even with all this tube on there. So if like 1 out of every 5 flashbacks gets stopped by the valve, that's 20% longer that your check valves, that your flashback arrestor is going to last. And on top of it, it stops sustained flames from existing in here, which I'm not going to show you on this one because this is my workhorse. I'm not going to destroy it.